So how much did GBC actually get from the live coverage of the All-African Games Ghana hosted in March this year? Well, yesterday, the Minister of Youth and Sports was at the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament, and that question came up, and he provided an answer. But today, the Director General of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation also reacted and put out a different figure. Let's watch the videos below for the answers. Welcome to graphic.com.gh, and from the Graphic Online TV newsroom, this is the news in brief.
Graphic Communication is giving you the opportunity to have news not only in hard copy but also in a digital form. Download your Graphic News Plus now. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
While Mr. Mustafa Yusuf, the Minister of Youth and Sports, told Parliament's Public Accounts Committee that GBC received over $3 million as benefit from the Games, the Director General of GBC, Professor Alhassan Amin, says GBC got $105,000 and nothing more. The Minister's response followed a question from the Member of Parliament for Ningo Prampram, who wanted to know how much GBC had benefited in total from the live coverage of the Games, considering that some staff and broadcast workers were still complaining that they have not been paid 5 months after the Games.
You had an arrangement with GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Thank you so much. Yes, GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 13th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC.
Do you have perchance what the amount was?
I can't recollect the exact amount, but I know that it's in the excess of $3 million US dollars.
You paid GBC
yes.
in excess of $3 million US dollars for coverage of the All Africa Games.
Yes.
Chairman, I think that I would rest here.
Well, I think yesterday I was one of those who were shocked to learn that the Minister of Youth and Sports said that they have paid GBC in excess of $3 million US dollars. And I want to assure every Ghanaian and the public that GBC's total benefit from the African Games was $105,000 US dollars equivalent. Nothing more was paid as a benefit to GBC. And that payment of $105,000 US dollars was as support for the fact that we dedicated an entire channel, 24 hours. We suspended normal programming for the GTV Sports Plus, and we dedicated it to the African Games.
In a letter dated August 20 and addressed to the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, the GBC Director General clarified that per an agreement with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, GBC as the official broadcaster was to supervise the technical production teams that were to bring into the country their own production equipment and to undertake the production of the African Games. It is important to clear that GBC was the official broadcaster but not responsible for the technical production of the Games. The technical production was outsourced as GBC did not have the equipment to produce the Games. As a result, 3 other organizations, namely PGS, Quality Media Production, and the Production Room, were responsible for the technical production. Prof. Amin stated that of the total payments made for the Games, GBC was only entitled to $105,000. Therefore, the statement that GBC was paid in excess of $3 million US dollars comes as a surprise.
The public debate about the sale of SSNIT Hotels is up again, following President Akufo-Addo's comment on it today. The president was speaking at the 12th Quadrennial Delegates Conference of the Trades Union Congress at Gomuanyanyano in the Central Region today, where he stressed that the uproar about the sale of the hotels was needless. President Akufo-Addo also called on organized labor to engage more constructively with the government rather than resorting to strikes.
President Akufo-Addo dismissed the controversy surrounding the decision to transfer some of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust's hotel interests to Rock City Hotels, owned by Agriculture Minister Brian Echampo, describing the debate as unwarranted. The issue, which led to protests and threats of a nationwide strike spearheaded by the North Town Member of Parliament, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, and organized labor, was framed as a distressed sale of profitable assets to a government official. In response to the backlash, organized labor announced plans to reform its representatives on the SSNIT board. But speaking to the issue today, President Akufo-Addo pointed to SSNIT's 2023 financial report, which showed a profit of over 230 million Ghana cedis as evidence of the state agency's strong financial performance. He argued that these results should quell concerns over SSNIT's decision to divest some non-performing assets.
I take note in particular of the improved performance of SSNIT, which recently announced a surplus of 230 million cedis on its operations. This should be reassuring to organized labor and perhaps bring into sharper relief the unnecessary controversy that was recently generated by SSNIT's efforts to offload non-performing assets in its hotel portfolio. It is my understanding that the transaction that was aborted represented the only occasion in recent history of SSNIT that external investors sought to invest in SSNIT's holdings. All of us need to be measured when it comes to making decisions and pronouncements that would affect the long-term interests of pensioners.
And today, a new governing board for the Graphic Communications Group was sworn into office by the National Media Commission.
We've generated from our own resources to bring us thus far. I reckon that going forward with the team and the leaders who will come after us, we need to set up this institution to enable it transcend time, and that is critical.
Graphic Communications Group and your flagship paper have fought oppression in this country from its very beginning as a private newspaper to the time that the state itself got involved in. The most dramatic moment was the role that this newspaper played in the transition from military administration into the Fourth Republic. Everybody in Africa who knows this newspaper knows that when it comes to journalism, of course, everybody can improve, and we hope to improve. But otherwise, Graphic has no problem with journalism. The quality, the expertise that you've transmitted from generation to generation, that proof you've sustained.
But we appreciate all of you, for the staff, the cleaner, the messenger, the driver, everybody, for your commitment to the brand. And therefore, I am happy with this leadership. He's the right person for us at this time. The recapitalization thing for me is the way to go. No matter the environment in which we find ourselves, we are professionals. And therefore, I believe we're going to do it very professionally to the benefit of the average Ghanaian, for all of us in all sides of whatever to benefit and know that that is the future for the brand.
I do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will at all times serve as, then you mentioned, serve as of the governing board of the Graphic Communication Group Limited, and that I will uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the interests of the group. So help me God.
But before the swearing in of the Graphic new board, the third quarter Graphic Business and Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting was on today. The topic for today's discussion was on remittances and its impact on the economy. Banking and financial analyst Dr. Richmond Itiahin, for instance, described remittances as super gold for Ghana, since it generated 28.6 billion United States dollars for Ghana over a 10-year period, as compared to what gold and cocoa put together fetched for the country.
Cocoa did 18. Remittances did 28.9 billion. If you knock the gold, if you add cocoa to gold, it brought only 26. Remittances still top, adding the two, leaving a gap of 2.3 billion. So that is why some of us have described it as gold, super gold, because it is something, if it's well structured, captured, traced into the balance sheet, I think Ghana will be somewhere, I don't, maybe near Dubai, because it is something that will support the economy. And I'm only talking about Central Bank. The difference between the World Bank is 6 billion, but the country captured only 28 billion. Cocoa did 18. Remittances did 28.9 billion. If you knock the gold, if you add cocoa to gold, it brought only 26. Remittances still top, adding the two, leaving a gap of 2.3 billion. So that is why some of us have described it as gold, super gold, because it is something, if it's well structured, captured, traced into the balance sheet, I think Ghana will be somewhere, I don't, maybe near Dubai, because it is something that will support the economy. And I'm only talking about Central Bank. The difference between the World Bank is 6 billion, but the country captured only 28 billion. So if we were be able to trace, track, and capture, we would have captured about 36 billion. And that is far more exceedingly above than gold and cocoa. So that is why this morning I find this conversation very interesting, very incisive, and very educative, so that we can develop our competences, track it. Like, I'll give you an example. They fought recently where they overthrew their government. It is a source that is keeping the economy. If you check the records, there are too many people, Bangladeshi people around Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar. They bring more than 2 billion averagely every month. So they pay critical attention and structured it in such a way that these remittances will be formally captured through the banking system to support trade and payment for services. That is why I find this platform very, very, very interesting and challenging, so that we can add value to it and increase the remittances flow to support the.
My name is Enoch Dafa Frimpong. Thanks for watching. For more news, please don't forget to visit our website graphic.com.gh and follow us on social media on Graphic Online Ghana on TikTok, Daily Graphic Ghana on Facebook and Instagram, and Graphic GH on YouTube and X.